All righty. Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Jones. This is my sister, Heather, and we are Maidens of the Spear. It's a podcast about the Wheel of Time TV show coming up. And I've read all of the books, been reading them for 20 plus years, but Heather has not read them at all and hasn't even seen the trailers. So we're going to get a reaction in preparation for Friday's release of the first 3 episodes. So, want to jump right in? Say that again.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, I
Sorry.
didn't hear you. So
Okay. Sorry.
Swear your oath, Moraine Sedai. I swear to speak no word that is not true. Make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon. Know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue. Servants of all. It is they who serve the world. I didn't choose this path, but I will follow it. Where next? The 2 rivers. The old blood runs deep in those mountains. Let's hope it's prepared them for what's coming. The Dark One is waking. There will be one who can stand against him. And it's one of the 5 of you. You've fully lost your mind. Your life isn't going to be what you thought. What are those? His army is coming. Protect the people we love. No matter the cost. Our enemies are everywhere. They will leave no one standing. You've lost too many people already. I can't lose you. You won't. Do not stop the Dark One now. The whole world will burn. I can't allow it. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills. You think we'll ever go back home? No.
okay, that's the first one. What do you think?
Holy crap. That looks epic. Absolutely epic.
Yeah, the books certainly are, and crossing my fingers about the show.
As long as it's not Game of Thrones.
No. Robert Jordan was never as violent.
Well,
I mean,
that's-
there are battle scenes. There is violence, but it's not
that's not what I meant.
that backstabbiness.
I was making a reference to Dumb and Dumber. I mean, Dave and Dave. The showrunners were so bad.
Oh,
I've read all of Game of Thrones that's been released, and I loved it. But those 2 showrunners ruined that series because they rushed it. They wanted out so they could go work for Disney, and then Disney turned around and gave them the middle finger. I love it.
So Rafe Judkins is the showrunner for this. He's also been reading the books for a bazillion years.
Good.
So yeah, we at least have a fan at the helm.
How many books are there?
14 and a prequel.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, you definitely want a fan for something like that.
Yeah.
And I hope what I saw on the screen was close to the books.
Yeah. I particularly loved that they got the Myrddraal right. That pasty face thing.
You mean me before coffee in the morning?
With the sharp pointy teeth and
Yeah.
hood.
Yeah.
they describe them as eyeless. And myself, and I think a lot of other people who were reading the books were thinking just, with the divots. But
Yeah.
then RJ said it in an interview at some point that no, it's no indentation at all. So that was a detail I was glad they got right. And it
Cool.
looks like they got the Trollocs right. The orc-ish looking things.
Werewolf looking.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, they are doing some things different. When they were in that white round room, that's the hall of the tower. The lady in charge is Siuan Sanche. She's the Amerlin seat, and she's supposed to have a stole of all that's striped in the 7 colors of all the Ajas. But instead of actually having a stole, they put it on the inside of her collar. So it's, yeah. Well, as someone's already pointed out, anyone who's ever cosplayed a sister knows how difficult it is to keep those shawls on your damn shoulders. They will
So
fall off your heart.
someone in costuming probably said, let's do this. It's put on the
Mhm.
inside, that way it doesn't move.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. And you know me, the blue
Oh yeah.
diadem, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
It's basically a necklace worn as
Yeah.
a crown. That caught my eye.
Yeah, in the books, it's just a blue gem on a simple chain, and she wears it occasionally. It looks like she might be wearing it more often in the series. So
From a reader's point of view, it just was like, yes, please. Go back and pause the screen for a while. Let's see how that was made.
so let's go on to the next one. She says, there we are. No, that's the, I blind you. There, play. Okay. Sorry, technical issues here.
Things happen.
Hybrid.
At least my furry weirdo left.
There we are.
Swear your oath,
Okay,
Moraine.
that's the one. There we
Be
go.
strong.
I talked over it.
Be strong. The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. The power inside you. All over the world, there are different names for it. But it's one thing. One power. And women who can touch it. We protect the world.
No matter what happens, what pain we face, what heartbreak, the wheel keeps turning. The Dark One is coming for your friends. Facts is what you do.
Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
So what'd you think?
It's really cool. And a lot of times I get distracted by actors that, I've seen before in other roles. The main woman is the only one I think I've seen before. So that's kind of cool, not to be distracted by so-and-so who played blah, blah, blah in the X-Men or whatever is in this
There
too.
is one fellow in there, plays a guy named Tam Althor. He's an older fellow. If you remember in Game of Thrones, he was the father of the fellow that Sansa got married off to.
Oh, Bruce Bolton was his
Bolton,
character
that
name.
was it. But yeah, that
I
was
didn't
so long
recognize him.
ago and such a short amount of screen time from that I didn't catch it
Yeah,
when I watched it.
I'm watching the Foundation series,
Mhm.
and it's really weird because Legolas's dad is one of the main characters in that. Actor's named Lee Pace. Luckily, he's gorgeous, so he's forgivable in that.
So we have 3 of 4.
Right. I want to know where this was filmed.
20 years ago, I learned a secret. A vision of a baby being born. A baby who could change the world. In the last age, the Dark One was trapped by the last dragon at the cost of almost everything. 20 years ago, the last dragon was reborn. We don't know where or to whom. What I do know is that my mission is to find them. We're running out of time. The Dark One is waking. His whispers are already in the backs of our minds. If I do not succeed, the earth itself will burn, and the whole world will turn to darkness. There will be one who can stand against him. The dragon, born again.
One thing I really like about what they're doing different for the show than they did in the books, they're leaving it much more ambiguous as to who the Dragon Reborn is. In the books, you have maybe about halfway through the book, you're like, yeah, it's that one. And I was told before I even picked up the book who it was. So
Spoilers bug me. So that's why I hadn't even bothered to watch one of the trailers. I wanted to be new.
And this last one is more of a scene excerpt clip. It's less trailery.
How did the ceremony go today? Don't know, actually. We haven't talked yet. She's just busy. Yeah, I'm sure.
Name yourself, stranger.
Lan Mondragoran. This is Moraine.
My lady. We'll need stables for our horses and a room for the night. 2 beds and fresh linen, that's all we need. Of course, Moraine Sedai. If you'll come this way.
So that's how they meet Lan and Moraine.
Interesting.
Even in books, Lan is stone-faced and stoic as all get out. So that's right in character for him.
Well, she comes in the room and the girl still got her hand on her dagger and half the room is talking behind their hands about her. It's obvious there's something there for her.
In the books, Aes Sedai wear a ring that is a serpent biting its own tail.
Ouroboros.
Yes, Ouroboros. But in the Two Rivers, it's so far removed from anywhere, and they don't always wear the ring. But they didn't know who or what she was. But that far out in the country, there's rumors and mistrust, and some stories the Aes Sedai is a good person, and some stories no. In fact,
Makes-
most stories.
Makes sense then.
That first oath she gave to speak no word that is untrue, they have learned to spin truth like a top.
Politicians. Great.
Yeah. So that's where a lot of the mistrust comes from.
Makes
And they're
perfect sense.
manipulative.
Well, if you feel like you've got the fate of the world on your shoulders, you
Mhm.
got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly. Not saying it's right, just saying how human nature is.
No, there's a line in the books, and I think they've put it in the show, but it stresses exactly what you just said. How far Moraine is willing to go to see this thing through and see that we have a fighting chance. So yeah, I guess that's the end of our first episode. Alrighty.
I can't wait to watch this. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And
I have to work, so
Luckily, Foundation ends Friday. So as soon as this starts, I'll be good.
okay, and we will talk again next week.
Alrighty.